Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the DJ Roscoe Sports Show for this Friday, June 25th, 2021, from live Pleasure State here in Dallas, Pennsylvania. This week, if it's Friday, it's the Man of Sports Talk, right here on the DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Very happy to be with you once again. I just watched the end of the Yankee game, and what do? They either turn triple plays, 3 triple plays, which is a record in any season, only 3 months into the year. They throw no-hitters when Corey Kluber did that earlier, and they into double plays. So, they're reviewing it right now, but it looks like DJ LeMahieu hit into a game-ending double play, even though he had a 2-run single earlier in the game tied at 3-3. They lose 5-3 to the Boston Red Sox, their arch rivals, so Red Sox win Game 1 in that series. Have been playing better ball of late. They swept the Toronto Blue Jays in Buffalo 3 games in a row last week, and then had some big heroics, including a game-ending triple play on Father's Day against Oregon Athletics, a great team from the AL West, 2 out of 3 over the weekend. Won 2 out of 3 over against the Royals, back and forth against a team that they should be crushing, but some had some tough games. Or Traven blew a save. Gary Sanchez, luckily, has been red hot, crushing the ball, giving them big sparks. Now that he's playing every day and bashing the ball like the old Gary Sanchez we know and love. Might be even an all-star in Colorado. Who knows? He's been playing that great of late and so clutch. And then Luke Voigt's back off the injured list, got a game-winning hit, hitting some home runs, showing some power. His first at bat off the injured list, crushed a home run. So this is the second time coming off the IL after he had the knee surgery in the offseason, and now he had the oblique. Aaron Judge yesterday hit a home run, his 16th of the season, RBI single, a double, 2 walks, 3 runs scored, filling up the stat sheet. Gleyber Torres has been struggling, unfortunately, but Gio's still hitting well. DJ LeMahieu's hitting pretty well, even though not at the level he was. He's in about 260 this year, but of like Gary Sanchez really red hot. Giancarlo and Aaron, knock on wood, they'll be healthy, and they're hitting the ball well. The pitching's just up in the air. Garrett Cole's pitching great. He's getting past this ridiculous, stupid cheating scandal where everyone is accusing these pitchers where they basically are disrobing themselves before and after innings. It's ridiculous. And Joe Girardi's almost having bench clearing brawls, accusing Max Scherzer, the great pitcher, future Hall of Famer, of touching his hair too much and that he's cheated and scuffed them all with spider tack. It's getting out of control. But the Yankees are still doing what they need to do. They still probably need to add to their pitching. The hitting is starting to come into form, but they lose a tough one to the Red Sox 5-3 tonight. They'll play again tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, against the rival, the Red Sox. The Mets, they had a heroic game 1 comeback, down 1-0. Was it Aaron Nola pitched great? It was struck out 12 batters, 5 1/3 innings, gave up no runs. Matched Tom Seaver for striking out 10 consecutive batters. First time that's happened in 51 years. And then, of course, in the last inning, in a 7th inning short doubleheader, the reliever throws the ball, gets lost in the bright sun. Rhys Hoskins, the first baseman power hitter, can't catch it. They eventually get 2 outs. Then Francisco Lindor, who was struggling so much early in the season, he's really rebounded, and Lindor hits a clutch 2-out RBI single to tie it up. And then, as that imaginary ghost runner in the 10th inning, after the Phillies were held scoreless, he scores on a game-winning RBI single from Dominic Smith. Dom Smith, after he couldn't get a bunt down, he gets the winning RBI single. So the Mets win 2-1 in Game 1 of their doubleheader against the Phillies at Citi Field in New York. Game 2 is going on right now. But thrilling comeback for the Mets. Horrible, despicable loss. Reminds you of last year when they kept blowing games and kept costing them chances at the playoffs, which they haven't been in 10 years. And Rhys Hoskins is hitting the ball well. Andrew Cutchin's hitting the ball well. Bryce Harper's hitting the ball pretty well since coming from the injury list, but that bullpen is still so shaky. No matter how great Aaron Nola was, he still found a way to lose. So very disappointed for all the fighting Phil fan. We're still trying to hang in there, but the Mets first place in the NL East, and it looks like it's going to be their division to win. The Braves, the Marlins are falling apart, Nationals fall apart. Really, the Phillies maybe are the only team that could really compete, possibly the Braves, but in the end, it looks like the Mets are just too hot to handle, and very resilient, and the Phillies bullpen just despicable, and blows another horrible loss. So got the Phillies with a big blown game 1, Mets big game 1 win in that big rivalry. And speaking of the Yankees from earlier, Garrett Cole will get a chance to start against the Red Sox for the first time in Fenway Park since becoming a member of the Yankees. That will be on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Pirates are playing the Cardinals right now. The Cubs threw the seventh no hitter of the Major League Baseball season. And we're not fully 3 months into the season. It's ridiculous. Not even on All Star break. They threw a combined no hitter. Starter Kyle Davies, their starter threw six shutout innings, and then the relievers, three relievers, and then a scoreless each of no hit balls. So altogether, four pitchers, combined no hitter, 17 no hitter in Chicago Cubs history. Against they end up doing against the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers, shut them down, win 4-0. And my daughter loves Go Cubs Go Cubs Go. Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today, and the Cubs throw a combined no hitter and win 4-0 last night against the Dodgers. They were gonna play against the world champion Dodgers again today, so it's very wild stuff. Oh, but I just did see the final score. The Phillies do rebound, and they split the doubleheader against the Mets. They lose 2-1 in extra innings, 8 innings. Game one of the doubleheader, they win 2-1 and rebound, get a big win. Bryce Harper's its 11th homer of the season. Red Hot's coming off the injury list, so the Phillies at least rebound. Should have swept the doubleheader. They rebound, win 2-1 in game two of that doubleheader. But congrats to the Cubs winning, getting a no hitter, the season no hitter, triple plays with the Yankees. So the Yankees fall to the Red Sox. Phillies and Mets split their doubleheader. Padres are still playing great. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is hitting 25 homers already this year. Fernando Tatis Jr. is crushed the ball. Hopefully they'll all be in the home run derby. Tani is crushed the ball and pitching great for the Angels. He'll be in the home run derby at Coors Field at the Colorado Rockies Stadium. July 12th is the home run derby. July 13th is the All-Star game. Through his move from Atlanta to Colorado, and Pete Alonso is going to try to defend his reigning home run title, won in 2019. No, of course, home run derby also came last year because of the COVID shortened season. So he will try to defend it for the Meet the Mets, Greet the Mets. So that will be exciting to see. So baseball, very exciting stuff. Rail Riders on the road right now, playing against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, and Trey Amburgey is crushing the ball. And again, big clutch hits and reach on base for like 33 games, breaking records. So he hopefully get a call for the Rail Riders soon. Chris Gittens, who was called up from the Yankees earlier, hitting the ball pretty well, back down for the Rail Riders, so hopefully doing good. I'm sad to see Mike Ford gone after being a Yankee for a while. Struggle after his rookie year. It was very soft for the Yankees. Always did great with the Rail Riders. Last 2 years struggled with the Yankees. He now is going to go to the Tampa Bay Rays. He's going to start off in AAA Durham. But baseball, very exciting stuff. Basketball, you got Atlanta was able to shock Philadelphia in Game 7. Philadelphia choked in that. Ben Simmons needs to go. Joel Embiid needs some help there in Philly. Atlanta won Game 1 over Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, but I still think the Bucks are going to win that series in 6 games over the Atlanta Hawks. But don't sleep on the Hawks. Trae Young and company are playing great. Nate McMillan's got that team right where everyone wants them, because everyone's not taking them seriously, and they beat the Knicks, they beat the Sixers, and they could possibly beat the Bucks to go to the NBA Finals. But the Bucks, I think this is their time to shine. And finally get past the Atlanta Hawks and get to the NBA Finals after they edge out the Brooklyn Nets in 7 games. A thrilling Game 7. Of course, Kevin Durant hits that big shot. Would have been great if his toes were just a little bit behind the line with Game 1 and 3. Instead, he hits a 2, goes to overtime, has nothing left. They only score 2 points in overtime, and they lose Game 7. James Harden was not the same since his injury. He was playing through pain. Kyrie Irving was hurt. Now there's possibility they might break up the big 3. Maybe he'll get traded. He was hurt with a sprained ankle. It was pretty clear that when the Nets are fully healthy, they were unstoppable. They were the team to beat. That was my team to win, pick for the NBA championship, but they just couldn't stay healthy. It was Kevin Durant, a one-man show, greatest offensive scorer in the last decade, but it just wasn't enough. He couldn't do it by himself. But with James Harden and Kyrie Irving, if they can get them all reassembled, like the Avengers, and the big 3 can get some help, supporting role players like Blake Griffin and Joe Harris to step up, maybe the Brooklyn Nets will have a shot to win it all next year in year 2. It's like LeBron a lot of times would take to year 2 to mesh with his superstar teammates. Steve Nash, first-year head coach. Still disappointed that they fell short, but the Nets, they're going to have to be championship or bust for the next few years, because they need to bring a championship to Brooklyn, which has not happened before in the Nets organization, or else it will be kind of considered a failure. But they fell short to the Bucks. I still think the Bucks are going to knock off the Hawks in 6 games, and the Hawks playing Game 2 tonight, and the Hawks are giving them everything they could want and more. So maybe they'll pull off those. But I think the Bucks will beat the Hawks in 6 games to get the NBA Finals. I still think the Suns are going to get the NBA Finals and win the NBA championship for the first time ever over the Bucks in a thrilling 7-game series against Giannis company, Devin Booker company. I think the Suns are unstoppable. Chris Paul's back from COVID protocols, and they were up 2 games games to nothing, which is old hat for the LA Clippers. You know, Kawhi Leonard, it's tough because he's probably not coming back this series or for the rest of the season with that sprained knee. Paul George, playoff piece, finally stepped up, playing great in the postseason after his struggles in the last few years. Came back from 0-2 against Luka Doncic, and the superstar young player for the Dallas Mavericks, who now Jason Kidd might come back to Dallas, be their head coach after Rick Carlisle's gone, after winning their only NBA title 10 years ago with Mark Cuban and company. Now he's going to coach the Indiana Pacers with Carlisle. Chauncey Billups probably is going to be the new head coach for the Portland Trail Blazers, as everyone's they're saying now in the NBA rumor mill. Then they came back from 0-2, and they won that. They came back from 0-2, won that series against Dallas in 7 games. Came back from 0-2 against the top seeded best team in the basketball, the Utah Jazz, who I thought was going to be pretenders in the playoffs, and they were with Donovan Mitchell and company and Rudy Gobert. Not enough, so came back from 0-2 with that, even without Kawhi Leonard, Paul George stepping up. But I think this is going to be too much to handle. They won Game 3. They've come close in the other 2 games that they've lost, including that crazy alley-oop play in Game 2 with DeAndre Ayton. But I think in the end, too much Devin Booker and company, and with the return of Chris Paul, I think they're going to be toast, the LA Clippers. But first time we're going to the Western Conference Finals in franchise history, so still a thrilling ride. If Kawhi Leonard was healthy, I think they'd have a chance. But I think in the end, it's still the LA Lakers town in LA, even with LeBron James getting knocked out in the first round by the Suns, and now his Space Jam movie sequel's coming out July 16th. That's his biggest thing this offseason, maybe getting some better teammates and role players and getting Anthony Davis come back healthy. But I think in the end, Suns are going to beat the Clippers in 6 games, and then the Suns, I think, win their first ever NBA title and the first NBA title for Chris Paul, the great player, and the great young Devin Booker, the great scorer. I think they knock off the Bucks in 7 games in the NBA Finals. So that's my basketball picks. Hawk baseball, football back before you know it. Tom Brady's still talking trash, the greatest player in the world, I can't stand, but bow down to the GOAT. We're not worthy. Aaron Rodgers, who knows when he's going to come back. Tim Tebow with the Jaguars. I mean, we'll see what happens. Excited Penn State and all the NFL teams going to be full capacity this fall, so that's going to be exciting. High school football back for in August. Hockey, Montreal Canadiens make their first Stanley Cup final appearance, first time in 28 years, ever since 1993 when Patrick Waugh and company won the Stanley Cup. Last time a Canadian team won the championship, and they knock off the Vegas Golden Knights in 6 games in a thrilling fashion last night. And they win it with with limited fans. They got it done. Montreal Canadiens win over the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup semifinals. They go to the championship first time since '93. Of course, farewell to great Conan O'Brien, great Tonight Show and late night talk show host. Finished his career as late night, at a nightly basis on the Conan Show on TBS. I've been watching it for years. Loved it since I was a little kid. When I was 7 years old when it started in '93. Montreal Canadiens last time we made the Stanley Cup Finals and won it was in '93, and now he'll be moving on to HBO Max and doing travel shows still. He still has a hilarious podcast, but still won't be the same. We'll miss you, Conan. Want to quickly say that we love you. You're still great. You shouldn't have gotten screwed over by Jay Leno all those years ago. You should have been the Tonight Show host. As great as Jimmy Fallon is now, Conan O'Brien should be the Tonight Show host. That was his rightful spot. But I digress. So Montreal Canadiens go to the Stanley Cup Finals, knock off Vegas Golden Knights, and the Islanders unfortunately just lost 1-0 Tampa Bay Lightning. Try to get revenge from last year's conference finals loss to Tampa Bay. Reigning Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning would not be denied. Steven Stamkos and company, they get it done 1-0 at home in Tampa if they won 8-0 Game 5. The Islanders knocked off the mat, showed great resiliency, won Game 6 in overtime in Long Island. Last game at the Nassau Coliseum at the Barn. They'll play in their new arena this fall. But in Game 7, they played hard to the very end. It was a great classic low-scoring game, but in the end, they scored a goal, shorthanded goal in the second period. Tampa Bay wins 1-0, and they go back to Stanley Cup Finals for the second year in a row. They will take on the Montreal Canadiens coming up in the Stanley Cup Finals. I think Montreal Canadiens are going to have a great chance, but I'm going to still say Tampa Bay Lightning wins their second straight Stanley Cup championship, back-to-back titles, and they'll win this series go all the way to 7 games and knock off the Montreal Canadiens. But Montreal Canadiens have a chance. Carey Price, heck of a goalie, some talented players. Cole Caulfield, the star goal scorer. Watch out, Montreal. Maybe they can win this title first time in almost 30 years. But I think Tampa Bay Lightning win their second straight Stanley Cup finals and have a mini destiny when they're a second championship in a row. So that's my picks. I think Tampa Bay beats Montreal at Stanley Cup Finals in 7 games. I still think the Phoenix Suns are going to play the Milwaukee Bucks and win that series in 7 games for the NBA championship, first ever title for Chris Paul and company and the Phoenix Suns. Yankees hopefully will bounce back from their loss to the Red Sox. Check out the Rail Riders. Phillies and Mets split their doubleheader 2-1. Go Cubs go, throwing no hitters. Dodgers Padres, great rivalry. The Padres swept them over the weekend. It was a heck of a time. And who knows what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers coming and football. What preseason football will be back before you know it. The Hall of Fame of the Cowboys and Steelers, and Troy Polamalu will get inducted to the Hall of Fame, and Derek Jeter will get inducted to the Hall of Fame for baseball after it was delayed a year because of COVID. Hope you had a great Father's Day. Showed the important men in your life how important they are each and every day. Hope you had a great Father's Day. I had a great Father's Day with my family. Showed me all the love, and I feel so appreciative. I have the greatest little kids in the world: Lorelai, Abigail, my beautiful wife, LJ, my beautiful son. I love you guys with all my heart. Can't wait. A little bittersweet, a little sad, but I'll be getting to coach our last T-ball game of the season with Orioles and Rockies tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Back Mountain Field. And I'll have a pizza party a week or two later, so it'll be nice. Maybe we'll get to coach them next year. We've been one of the greatest experiences of my life, coaching my little almost 4-year-old daughter. In 2 weeks will be her birthday at Knoebels in T-ball with the Orioles. So that's been exciting. Playing adult Sunday beer league baseball with my brother on Sundays in Scranton has been fun. And hope you had a great Father's Day. Enjoy Fast 9, Fast and the Furious, 4 years after the last one. Should be a heck of a high-octane ride. Get the Nas ready. I live for this. It's getting thick real quick. Still miss the great Paul Walker. All right, rest in peace. I loved him and Dominic Toretto, of course, Vin Diesel together. John Cena's in this one. The whole gang, the whole family's together. Fast and Furious, such a family atmosphere. Han is back. Somehow, I don't know, he come back from the dead according to the trailer. Who knows what chronological order these movies take place at this point. But enjoy it. Shut your brain off. It's just a fun, exciting ride and great time to go back to the movie theaters. Watch Fast and Furious 9. It's going to break a bunch of box office records now that we're so close to getting out of the pandemic. Get vaccinated if you haven't been vaccinated. Take care of yourself, getting ready for July 4th weekend next weekend, and watch Fast and Furious 9. Very excited to watch that. And Luca was a great movie with the kids on Disney Plus. And Heights has been a good time. Hitman Bodyguard Wife with Sam Jackson, Salma Hayek, and Ryan Reynolds has been a good time. And next weekend for July 4th is going to be The Purge Forever. That's a crazy franchise. Boss Baby sequel is coming, all that stuff. And in 2 weeks, Black Widow, long waited, delayed because of COVID, with Scarlett Johansson playing Black Widow in her last time doing that with Avengers and all that. So that should be great. But yeah, check out Fast and Furious this weekend. We have watch the Netflix, watch the shows, and keep locked. Digital Sports Show, your home for all your favorite sports center talk. We have a great 4th of July, and I'm gonna sing "Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down, Never Gonna Roll Around and Desert You, Never Gonna Make You Cry, Never Gonna Say Goodbye, Never Gonna Tell I Hurt You, Never Gonna give you up, Never Gonna Give You Up." You got Rick rolled on a Friday. Happy 4th of July next weekend. Hope you had a great Father's Day. Enjoy all the sports, and keep locked. DJ Roscoe Sports Show, your home for all your favorite sports and entertainment talk right here. DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Have a great weekend, everyone, and bye-bye.